lid back on, and just it's going to combine it in 5 seconds there for us. Excellent. You'll see there, that's all nice and combined. And we're just going to pop that into our loaf tin. So this one's got 6. I know you can get some that with 8, but this is a perfect amount for this 6 tins here. Then they go into your oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. You just pop in a skewer or a knife, and when it comes out clean, it's obviously ready. I like to pop a couple of little chocolate bits. If you wanted something a bit healthier, there is like the sugar-free one, or you could use cocoa nibs. And then once they're all finished, they come out looking like this. Yeah, so definitely a favorite for the kids here.
They look fabulous, Bri, and I love these vegetable recipes because they're good to use up the vegetables that are about to go dead in the bottom of your fridge.
Exactly.
So if you've got a limp zucchini and you don't know what to do with it, and you don't need to make any stock paste, make some of this and it's going to taste delicious.
Yeah,
Thanks,
perfect.
Bri. We are now going to head to Jemma's kitchen, and Jemma actually has 3 things that she's going to make for us basically in one go, because they all complement each other. So we're going to pop over to Jem's place and see what she can do with some almonds. Take it away, Jem.
Thanks, Manda. Those loaves look awesome, Bri. I think I've got a couple of zucchinis that are going a bit off that I might have to rip up some of them this afternoon. So thanks all for joining. I'll just get my Thermomix back on, ready to go. I am doing all things almond today. So I've got an almond milk, a butter, and then I'm just going to show you a quick smoothie as well, just to, well, I've got the almond mix already in the machine. I'm not going to clean my bowl in between each step, so I may as well make them all. So I'll get straight into it, talk to you about things as I go. I've saved these recipes in my week. It's the best way to plan what you're cooking. I have a 4-week-old bubba, so I often find I'm planning my meals while I'm feeding, pop it all on my phone, and it's ready to go as soon as I'm ready to cook. So this almond milk, there is lots of different variations of this in cookie dough, and just out by Googling it. I picked this one. I actually have sort of combined it with another one as well, because I've added some pitted dates, but I've just got a basic one just to follow through with. So I've already done this part because you pre-soak your almonds. Where'd I put them? Here. Pre-soak your almonds for, this one says overnight. I only do 2 hours because one of them does say just an hour. So it doesn't really matter. Probably might make it a bit smoother in the end, but we'll just see how I go. And then you rinse them. So I just wanted to show you can rinse them in your simmering basket. We're going to use this in this recipe, so it's going to be used anyway. Pour it in there, and I just run that under water. Oh, you can't see my sink there. I just run that under water and let it all soak, and then drain on my plate there. I have to, I've also halved this recipe. For our family, I'm not going to need bulk recipes, so I've just halved all of them today. So I've got 100 grams of almonds in there. And then I'm going to do 500 grams of cold water. Now I've got loud recipes today, so there's going to be a few quiet periods because the Zoom doesn't let us talk over the top of it. Although it's smart and makes it so you can't hear the loud Thermomix, you can't hear me. So it does. What am I on? Oh, 3 minutes, sorry. It has in the tips that you can halve this recipe. So it already tells me that I can reduce this to 1 minute and just halve the quantities of my food. Sorry, I'm a bit baby brain at the moment, I'll blame that. And the tips, it's great, fantastic to look back on the tips in your recipe. Some of them have really great information, different ways you can adjust your recipe and things like that. So I always suggest have a look at your recipes, go down to the tips and just have a read of what they've got. Now this is for 1 minute at speed 10. So it is gonna mute me. I won't be able to talk over the top of it. Manda may jump in and have a chat. Otherwise I'll see you in a minute.
Do we have anyone here with nut allergies? If you could pop in the chat if you have a nut allergy. Maybe we can next week cater to some nut-free recipes. I know the last couple of weeks they've been a little bit nut heavy. So if you have a nut allergy, please let us know and we will do some catering for that. And I also popped in the chat about showing everyone that participates how to use Cookie Dough. I know we talk a lot about Cookie Dough, but it's really hard for us to show you from our little screen onto the big screen how to do it. So if anyone's interested in learning how to use Cookie Dough to its bestest potential, it's not even a word, sorry guys, to its best potential, please let me know in the chat and we might look at doing that next week with a bit of a screen share from my screen. Also, please let us know if there are any recipes that you have been keen to try, but you haven't yet, and you want us to give it a little test for you, then please let us know. We love looking and checking out new recipes.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. So this has worked perfectly. I did realise and I knew I would do it. The tips tell me that a pitted date would be great for a bit of extra sweetness. So I had one ready, and of course, following the recipe doesn't tell me to put it in there, so I forgot. Baby brain again. So next up, use your nut bag or a muslin or a chucks. Pop it inside your simmering basket, and you don't need a second bowl. Any bowl will be fine. I just my thermo bowl will be the easiest to pour it out into my jar for later. And we're just separating the pulp from the milk. So I just pour that in slowly. Cookie Dough does explain this step by step for you. And I'm reserving my milk and the pulp. Now you can use the pulp, it's great for smoothies, which I'll use in mine, for cakes, for protein balls. Your almonds are a great source of protein and calcium, so a great one to add into those protein balls, into your porridge, making your cereal. I'll just squeeze that out. I'll let that just drain itself while we do the butter. And then at the end, I'll be able to serve them all up and show you how that looks. It actually looks really nice in there. I've got some great pulp to use in my smoothie. So without cleaning the bowl, because I'm just making an almond butter, it's not going to need to be cleaned. I'm going to move straight on to the next one. So we'll come back and see that one when it's drained. I can get out of that recipe. Back to my week, I don't have to search, oops, wrong one. Oh, quite tricky doing this back to front. All right, so this one I've halved again. Like I said, we won't go through the full one while it's nice, so I just halve it. And all your Cookie Dough recipes, they're versatile like that. So this just asks for dry almonds. I didn't have to pre-soak these ones. And this is going to show us how it mills it up. So it's another 30 seconds of speed 10, so it's another loud one. So again, sorry, I'll be a bit quiet for a minute.
Almonds are also a great alternative to breadcrumbs. So you can mill up your almonds just the way that Jemma is now in her Thermomix. And you can actually use those almond millings to coat your schnitzels, your chicken schnitzels, chicken Kievs, anything that requires breadcrumbs, you can use almonds in place of, assuming you don't have a nut allergy. And especially if you are trying to lower your carb content by removing the breadcrumb there. It is a delicious alternative. I actually prefer it to breadcrumbs. But yeah, a really, really nice alternative to breadcrumbs. And as you can see there, it's really fine and really nice.
I don't know if my lighting shows that at all, actually. But that, yeah, has turned it into a really fine, like, breadcrumb consistency. Now, it does do this a couple of times, just got to scrape down the sides each time. And because I haven't dried my bowl, it has stuck to the edges, so it's really important you scrape it down, give it a little bit of a mix so that the base is, it's come off the base, and go again.
And you can also use blanched almonds if you don't want, if you need like an almond flour. So almond flour is basically just blanched almonds milled up. So when you go to Woolies and you look at the price of almond flour, know that you can get a bag of blanched almonds yourself, or go to your Whole Foods and get blanched almonds yourself, and make your own almond flour much, much cheaper than what Woolies is going to sell it to you for.
So just, I think it asks us for one more time and then it'll blend it. And it's just sort of making it into a bit more of a sticky, sort of forming it a little bit better so it's not so dry. Do that once more.
I've run out of things to say about almonds. So if anyone else has anything that they want to say about almonds, then come off mute. Let us know. Anything we haven't already covered, please let us know. Otherwise, it's just going to be a little bit of silence. I could play elevator music. I could.
I wonder if anyone's made almond milk before. We could show people that.
Oh, that's what Jemma's making. She's making some almond milk. She's making almond butter, almond milk, and an almond milk smoothie with her almond milk. Annie, where you been?
Oh, I've been trying to tidy up my kitchen. This is hilarious. So sorry, everybody.
Look, there's her almond milk.
Don't take any notice of me, and I haven't been drinking, okay? Oh my God.
So I've just poured out my almond milk because I know that's coming up. So that's a beautiful creamy almond milk there. It can separate when it's in the fridge, so it lasts for 2 to 3 days in your fridge, and your pulp is the same. You can keep that in the fridge for a couple of days if you plan on doing some baking, or you can just freeze it if you're not going to use it straight away, and find some use for it down the track. Now that just, if I remember rightly, blends, and then maybe that one doesn't use milk. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that blends it just on speed 4 this time, so 30 seconds and just blends it up. But that's my milk, and I've still got a little bit left over there that I'm just going to put in the fridge. Let's see.
So a much more cost-effective way to reduce cow's milk from your diet. So if you have a cow's milk allergy or intolerance or anything like that, and you're buying almond milk from the supermarket, it can get quite expensive. If you compare that to the cost of a 1 kilo or a 2 kilo bag of almonds and making that yourself, Jem, how much do you think that makes in millage, do you think?
I think it's supposed to make, I reckon I've got probably half a litre there, and that was half.
And you halved that? Yep.
Half the recipe. So I think it did say it's supposed to make a litre.
Yeah, so if you're having that often in your coffees, if you're having coffees at home each day and you're making it with almond milk, much more cost effective to make it yourself than to buy it.
Definitely.
And it just tastes better. It tastes so nice, the homemade.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's got no numbers, Annie.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
I just grabbed my container. Now it's a bit crumbly than I would have thought, but I think time in the fridge will help set this set a little bit more. Amanda, you've made this one before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. And I made the mistake of thinking it would look like peanut butter, and it doesn't. And you're right. Once it goes in the fridge, it does firm up a little bit, and it does become easier to spread. So you can use it as a nut spread on your toast and things like that, but you can use it as a nut alternative in recipes as well, where if you can't have peanuts or you prefer the taste of almonds. So when you are making it, don't think it's going to look like peanut butter, because it's not, because there's no oil added to it. It's just its own.
Yeah, that's right. It's just the almonds.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But just playing with it, like I can form that up quite a lot more and make it more of a buttery sort of consistency rather than crumbles. And I've just used my lid because I will make a huge mess as a bit of a trivet just to get it into my jars, just put it into the fridge there. So bear with me. And again, I'm not going to have to make clean my bowl because my smoothie does ask for some of the butter, and I don't think my jar's going to be big enough. Here we go.
I always plan my peanut butter making for my smoothie making so that I do the same. I don't bother cleaning out my bowl, and my smoothie then has peanut butter in it. So a good tip if you can think ahead. So Jem's making all these 3 recipes in succession and she's not washed her bowl once.
And if I made, like, it's going to take the same amount of time. If you made the full quantities to feed the family, like, you know, to make do for the week, you've made all your staples. The butter's going to last you a couple of weeks, your milk for a couple of days, and you've got a nice smoothie to finish off all your hard work. And it hasn't taken long at all. Right. That looks perfect now that it's in its jar. It's just a bit crumbly. My lighting's terrible. I must do something about that before presenting again.
Need a ring light, babes.
Yes. You don't want to see my setup. I've got a nice little nappy box and a chair and my laptop perched up on top. Alrighty, so again, I've halved this, and it just asks us for natural yogurt, vanilla yogurt. It asks us for vanilla yogurt. I've got Greek yogurt. 1, it was what I had. I don't normally have yogurt in the fridge. We have a lot of Greek yogurt. And 2, I think it's a nicer alternative. So halving it, because no one else is here to enjoy it with me, so why make 2 when I can just have the 1? 100 of my almond milk. Nice fresh almond milk. 160 or 80 grams of butter, which I'm just, banana, which I'll just do a full banana, so whatever it weighs is fine, just breaking that up. There you go, put my cup there. Do we have any customers on today that don't have a Thermomix yet? That's just going to go to speed 10 again.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys that are watching us. We'd love, if you don't want to talk, that's fine. Pop in the chat. Where are you watching us from? And I know you answered these questions in the questionnaire to join, but where are you watching from? And are you an owner? And are you enjoying yourselves? We'd love to hear from you.
The reason I asked, if you're interested in, like, you come here because you're curious about your Thermomix, get in touch with your consultant or the person who sent you here today, because we do know what's coming in September. So if you're a bit curious, jump in and have a chat with your consultant and find out what's on offer. That's just adding some almond butter to it. Actually smells really nice, that banana, and it's really coming out.
You can also add a protein powder to this smoothie too if you need to add a little bit of extra protein to your diet. I know I talk every week about protein. Women especially never, ever get enough protein from just the normal things that we eat. So women often have to supplement protein to make sure that they are looking after their bones and their muscles properly. So adding a scoop of protein powder to this would just really set it off.
So I've just popped in some ice, and that's just to your liking. You can add a little bit. You could use frozen bananas instead if you'd like, and just blended that up. So let's have a look at that way. And although I halved it, there's enough there to, probably if I had the little one here with me, she's ducked off to grandma's, I'd be able to share with her, but that's just for me today. My smoothie, some almond milk, and some almond butter. So that was, what have I taken, about 15 minutes, and I've whipped up a few different staples and a nice drink to enjoy afterwards. So hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks so much for jumping on today, and we'll see you next week too. So enjoy the rest.
That looks so good, Jemma. So amazing. All right. My turn is next. And while I just set myself up to my phone. Now, last week I freaked out because I've got a laptop going and I've got a phone going. And last week I freaked out and I shut my laptop because there was too many noises, and I quit the recording. So today I'm going to take my time and try and get myself set up properly, but it'll mean that I can hear myself a lot. So I'm going to mute this one. And if someone can please highlight me, Bri. And then I need to turn the volume up on this one. I'm sorry it doesn't look very professional, but I'm still working out how to get the whole thing. Bri, can you spotlight my phone one, the one that says Manda's iPhone, please? There we go. All right. Hi, I'm Manda, and you might remember that I am the CrossFit lady. And today I am going to be making an everyday green smoothie, and it is full of, and you can probably see here, all the greens, so many greens. And greens are really important for keeping your immunity strong. And as we're coming into that weather change, people often get sick. You know, we go from a beautiful day yesterday here in Bendigo where it was 17 degrees to a bit of a drizzly day here today, and that can often play with what happens with your immunity. So today we're going to make daily green smoothie, and it is going to look delicious. We're going to put 130 grams of Lebanese cucumber cut in half. Now, this recipe, the main reason I picked this recipe is because this cucumber is starting to go soft. So I'm just going to chuck it in there. And I've just halved it, just like that, and chuck it in. And it's not quite 130 grams, but that's all I've got, so that will do. 60 grams of celery stalks, same deal. My celery is starting to grow soft, so this was perfect for that. What is left of my soft celery, I'm going to chop up and freeze for stock paste. So any vegetables that are going dead, if you can't find a recipe for them, chop them up, freeze them, and keep them for your vegetable stock paste. I have pre-weighed all of these things, so it looks like I've done a really good job of guessing, but I haven't. 70 grams of mixed leafy greens, example baby spinach or kale. I just have spinach, so I'm just going to chuck that in. I love adding spinach to lots of things, especially my smoothies, because it adds a good amount of iron to things. If you don't like the consistency of spinach when it's fresh, I guess, chuck it in the freezer so that you can freeze it, and then you just crumple it up so it squishes down a little bit more, and it actually blends a little bit better when it's frozen too. So there's a tip for you to add it to your smoothies without really noticing that it's there. 200 grams of ice cubes, which I've measured out earlier. Oh, now there's actually Lovely. 100 grams of chilled water. I've just filled up my Thermomix cooler bottle, and I'm just going to pour in. This is a great water bottle, and it's available from the Mix shop. It holds almost a litre from memory, and it keeps your water cold all day long. And it's a really good thing to bring along with you all day, so that you're getting your 2 to 3 litres of water every day, ladies, to keep our skin looking good and to keep our organs functioning and to keep our brain hydrated. I'm going to pop the lid on, which I've lost. Too busy getting everyone else organised to get out of the house that I haven't got myself organised. This is just going to blend for 4 seconds on speed 10. I read that upside down. I thought it was 4 seconds and it was 40, and that was pretty embarrassing. So sorry about that. 180 grams of Granny Smith apples. You can see already on my lid how green that is. Now, the reason we use Granny Smith apples in smoothie recipes mostly, or gut health recipes, is that they contain pectin. And pectin is a fiber source that works as a prebiotic that promotes growth of healthy gut bacteria. And that's what helps us digest our foods, especially our bad foods that we might have eaten along the way on the weekend or the weekday. I know myself, if I ever feel a little bit gross in the tummy after eating something, if I don't have any tummy tonic, I actually have an apple and it makes me feel so much better. That's 193 grams, but that's okay. 4 pitted medjool dates. Now I have chopped them in half to make sure that the pips are actually out so that I don't get caught on my blade with that. 1 banana, approximately 100 grams, frozen. So the best tip I can give you when you're freezing bananas, so they can be your bananas that are about to go brown, that you convinced yourself you're going to make banana bread with, then you haven't, is cut them up and lay them out before you freeze them. Mine started to defrost already, but cut them up before you freeze them because they are impossible to cut while they're frozen, and chucking a whole frozen banana into your Thermomix is likely to end bad. So chop them up into just coins, probably about that thick. Lay them out flat and freeze them, and then you can have frozen banana in your smoothies at all times. 1 centimeter piece of ginger peeled. Ginger is fabulous for aiding in digestion, so that's why we're going to add it on, and it's also really good for your immune system. Sorry. Those of you that were on last week might have remembered I was talking about I had a fall a couple of weeks ago and I'm still recovering from a concussion, and sometimes I lose my train of thought, so bear with me. It says 2 teaspoons of chia seeds and it's optional. I'm optioning to leave it out. 1, I couldn't find them in my pantry, and 2, I don't really like the consistency that chia seeds adds to smoothies. Even though this is blending for 2 minutes and likely to not show the seeds when it's finished, I still want to leave it out. So that's totally up to you. If you want to leave it out, you can substitute it for something else that you might like.
Amanda?
Yes?
I find if I blend the chia seeds first, they disappear better than if you add them in with other things.
That is a great tip, Annie. Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't like the consistency of them either.
So like you mill them first and then
yeah, that's the first thing I do, and then I add the other stuff.
Oh, what a fabulous idea. I'm going to have to do that next time I make this, because this is going to become a daily rotation for me. This makes 4 portions.
Yeah, try it.
I'm going to have to give it a try and see, because, yeah, I'm not really into the texture that it gives. It sort of gives like a sand texture, for lack of a better description. So I'm going to have to give that a go. Thanks, Annie. Now, this is going to blend for 2 minutes. I have read that correctly this time because I looked it up ahead. So we're going to pop to Annie's kitchen now, and Annie's going to make a beautiful dip while this blends very loudly for 2 minutes. Annie, are you ready for us?
I am indeed. Yes.
Go for it.
You're lucky I'm ready, because when Amanda was texting me, I was still in the supermarket today. I didn't get home until 3 o'clock. And then I'm trying to butt in on Jemma and I hadn't listened to what she was making. I'm so sorry. Well, I am making a dip today that I have never made before, but I have on good authority that it is good. So it's an avocado and basil pesto dip, and it's got hemp seeds in it. So the flavour of hemp seeds are quite nice. They're quite nutty, and I'm really looking forward to trying this, because I'm going to take it to a neighbour. I've also made some crackers before today. These are just a simple cracker. I've put sweet paprika and salt on one, and garlic powder and salt on the other. These are from the road to loving my Thermomix, and she has great recipes for crackers. These do contain gluten, and I'm going to look and try and make a gluten-free cracker as well. That'll be my next project, I think. So let's just turn you to my Thermomix here, and it's the basil and avocado hemp pesto. It's very simple. It's like any dip. You basically just throw things in, mush them up, and as long as you get the balance of flavour, it's great. So 40 grams of fresh basil leaves in, and then 30 grams of pine nuts. Now, I keep my pine nuts in the freezer and I buy them from Aldi. I keep them in the freezer because they don't go off by doing that. They can go off in your pantry. And 30 grams of walnuts. Yep, and another Aldi product. You can substitute the walnuts for with pumpkin seeds if you wish for this. Then 30 grams of your hemp seeds. So in we go. Beautiful. And then we've got 2 garlic cloves. Beautiful. And an avocado. So our avocado is peeled and in it goes. Then some salt. I like using Murray River salt. Then some lemon juice. So 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then 30 grams of extra virgin olive oil. Now, when I'm pouring the olive oil, I like to pour it and then stop just before the 30-gram mark, because it just lags behind a little bit when it's being added in. This is all there is to it. You place the lid on and mix it. Scrape it down. So we're partway there. Scrape it down and then we'll mix it again. I just felt like something with basil in it because it's such a spring sort of flavour, and it won't be long and we'll be having basil pesto pasta dishes, I think, as well.
And cocktails on the deck.
Yeah. Why do we always start talking about alcohol, Manda?
You know what, Annie? I don't even drink at the moment because of my head either, and I'm still wishing for alcohol.
Sorry, say again.
I'm not even drinking at the moment because of my concussion.
Oh, yes.
And
Concussion.
yeah, and maybe that's why I'm longing for a fruity cocktail and 0 responsibilities for an afternoon.
Oh, really? You should come round to my place then.
Or it's a date, Annie. As soon as we're out, it's a date.
Okay. Well, we don't live far from each other. Right. Well, we have a beautiful dip and crackers. There we are, team. Done in no time. Making your own dips are amazing. They're so good. I've never bought one since I've owned a Thermomix, and it's getting on close to 9 years. And that hemp seed is really, really good for you. It's got the omegas in it, omega-3, omega-6, and amino acids. It's good anti-inflammatory. It's good for your gut health. It's worth trying to incorporate it into lots of things. I'm sure, Amanda, you use it in your smoothies and things.
Hemp seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, because they're just so good for you. They're so amazing.
Yes, they are. They are. And now you can actually get them at the supermarket. I checked this afternoon just to be sure that you could get it. But look at that. I love it. I'm going to take that up to my neighbour to give to her. She's just had an operation and I'm going to take her some treats. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you, everybody.
You're such a lovely person, Annie. You're so beautiful. Well, actually, that is all we have for today. That's all of our presenters and that's all of our things. And we've run 20 minutes short than the hour allocated, but I think that's okay. I think, it's probably a half decent afternoon, so that might be all right. But I just want to whip around to each kitchens again and just have everyone show off their creation. So, Bri, if you want to show us again your loaves.
Yeah, absolutely. Here they are. And so my other ones that I've just made, ready to come out of the oven.
Such a quick recipe, such a beautiful recipe. I like that one.
So quick. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, Bri. And Jemma, your 3 creations, if you can manage it with Odin in your arms there. Well, you're on mute, babe. Hang on.
Sorry, helps to do that, doesn't it? I just cut up some apple slices for a good little snack while feeding. So I tried to butter some almond butter with one hand, didn't really work very well. But there we go. So I've got my smoothie, which will be awesome. I've got great little snacks to have while feeding today, my almond butter and some milk there.
They look amazing. When you're one-handed, Jem, with your apple and almond to dip together, just cut the apples into like quarters so that you can just like scoop it straight onto the apple from the jar, and then you don't need two hands. Little top tip there for you. I have my smoothie here, and it looks a nice fluoro green.
Beautiful.
Can we all see it there? It looks fluoro green, and it's made up so much. So that's going to keep in the fridge for a couple of days. It's good for one person for 4 days or 2 people for 2 days. Perfect.
Looks beautiful.
Annie, what have you? Show us yours again.
Yeah, it tastes delicious. I have had a sneaky taste. It's really good. I'd make this again for sure.
You've got a lucky neighbour.
Yeah, I hope she enjoys it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We really appreciate you letting us into your homes from our kitchens. It's a great way to interact with people. I know myself, I don't really talk to anyone other than my husband during lockdown, and his conversations get a little bit boring after a while. He's a mechanic, and there's only so much I can talk about cars. So it's good to be able to have this interaction with other people. We thoroughly enjoy having you here. Please let us know if there is something you want us to cook next week, or if there is a specific allergy that you want us to cater to show you. Please let us know in the comments, or send us an email, or jump on our Facebooks. But we're done for today. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope to see you all again next week. Bye.